Alright, so rather straightforward video today. We're talking about how you as an American or someone from a country on this list can get your Kenyan tourist visa, also known as the ETA. Since you're new around here, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Shalom, my name is No Limit Eddie. I'm a 25-year-old American who has been traveling the world full-time for the last 4 years straight, and I'm documenting every moment of my journey right here on this YouTube channel. If that sounds interesting to you, drop a like on today's video so YouTube recommends you more content you'll love. On January 5th, 2024, Kenya announced they were going to be going visa-free for all visitors, and they came up with a new application system, which they call the ETA, and that stands for Electronic Travel Authorization. To be fair, this is very much still a visa. However, the price did decrease from $50 to $35, which, hey, I'll take it. And on top of that, your approval letter arrives much faster. Who has to apply for this authorization? Well, pretty much unless you're a Kenyan or a citizen of one of the 6 countries in the East African community, you will have to apply for the travel authorization. The process. What documents are you going to need to have when applying for your Kenyan ETA? First, you want a photo of your passport, in particular the bio data page. Second, you want your flights, okay? You need to have the flight showing when you're arriving in Kenya and a flight showing you departing Kenya. You're also going to need to have your hotel slash Airbnb booking information. You're also going to want to have a passport photo. Now, if you don't have a passport photo, you can actually take a photo while doing the application process itself. So you can use a device like your phone or your PC that has a camera if you don't already have a passport photo. The last thing that you're going to need is like a debit or credit card to pay for your ETA. Now, if it was me, I recommend you use a credit card, especially if you have one that gives you like points back, because as someone who travels a lot, you pay for things on your credit card and then you get like 1 to 3% cash back. So you're kind of getting like extra savings, if that makes sense. But of course, make sure to pay your credit card balance off at the end of the month so you don't get charged interest. This right here is the website. You don't have to really worry about the domain name because I will go ahead and link it in the video description, so you can just go ahead and actually click on the link in the description. Okay, it'll take you right here. So the first thing you want to do is just go and hit apply now. Once you get to this website, it's pretty simple. Just hit tourist and visitor visa. Then you want to scroll down a bit. Just hit continue. Then you want to scroll all the way down and just hit both of these. I have read, you actually don't have to hit the second one. Just like I have read and agreed to the above. You're good. Then you're gonna go ahead and enter your country. So you can come up here and type the country you're in. So let's just say you are in South Africa. You will go ahead and hit South Africa, right? For me, of course, I'm in the States, so I would normally just put United States of America. But that's how it works there, okay? Super simple. Scroll down, hit continue. You just say, I'm an individual, because I assume most of you guys are individuals. Okay, and again, you do this for each and every person. So maybe you have like 3 people in your group. I would just fill this out 3 different times. This right here is where you upload your passport information. In essence, you upload a photo of the bio data page of your passport. Okay. Okay, so here is just an example. This is not a real passport. This is a little one I got from online. But once you upload that image, it's actually going to take all your information and like extract it from the photo. So it's going to have your name, your date of birth, and everything there. And then you say, I reviewed the details and it's all good. Continue. Here, you want to upload a picture, okay? Now, this is where you're basically uploading your passport size photo. So you can upload an image of yourself here, or you can also use the webcam. Let's use the webcam. So we come here, and then you just say, allow this time. It's going to take a photo, so you just got to reposition yourself. So just like that, you'll be sitting like this. Boom, they'll snap a photo of you. So of course, in this case, they were trying to tell me that it didn't match because I was, of course, not the same man as in the other photo, but that's fine. Okay, so then right here, you're putting in your contact information. So they want your phone number, your email address, your physical address, your occupation, your emergency contact, and that's really it. Okay, so this is all pretty self-explanatory. So the email address that you type in right here, they're actually going to send you like a code to that email to make sure that it's real. Okay. For occupation, there's tons of different occupations you can choose. Again, you choose the one that relates to you. I'll just say advertising and marketing professional. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to hit send OTP. All right, so once you hit that, they're going to actually go ahead and send something to your email address, and it's going to be 6 digits. And you want to go ahead and type those 6 digits in right here. When you look at my email, you can see that they've sent me a verification code. I'm going to go ahead and copy this verification code over back to the Passport ETA website. Once you drop the code in, they will successfully verify your email, as you can see right here where it says verified. That is a very important step. The next thing is trip information, okay? So the reason for travel, you always just want to go ahead and say tourism, okay? Then you want to put in your arrival dates and different things like that. Most of you guys are going to arrive by air, so click air and then put the day. So let's just say I was going to arrive on the 30th. I put the 30th. Scroll down just a little bit. They want information about this. So let's say I was going to be flying. Who would I like? I always love a good Qatar flight. I always love a good Qatar flight. Let's see if we can find Qatar. Okay, amazing. I always love a good Qatar flight, me personally. Now, let's just say I say 2:30. This is just random. Of course, you need to have your flight ticket already purchased before you come to Kenya, before you even apply for your visa, okay? Airport, you select the airport that you're flying into. Again, this is all on your ticket. For most of you guys, it will be Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Country of origin, I spent a lot of time in Egypt, so let's just say I was over down that way. And then you hit continue. Then they're going to give you the departure details. So this means when are you leaving the country of Kenya? You need to put that information in. Then again, you have a maximum of 90 days. So you should not put 200 days. You should not put 600 days. You should, the return ticket, the departure date should be within 90 days. Okay. So you want to hit continue. Now they want to know where exactly are you staying. 4 seasons. And then you might just say Nairobi. 4 seasons Nairobi. Is that spelled right? Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Nairobi. Maybe this is how you spell it. So you will put in the dates. So you should put all the dates that you're supposed to be staying. Okay. Now, even if, so let's say, for example, with me and my Airbnb, I only had it for 7 days, but I'll be staying there for like 30 days because that's how long I was in a country based off my flights. Did they say this is a problem? No, not at all. Okay. So I say the 30th, and when did I say I was going to leave? The 20th? Yeah. So let's say you're going to stay there all the days. Okay. Simple. Scroll down. Hit save. Yeah, so then once you kind of got in the name of your hotel, or it can be the name of your Airbnb, or it can be the address of the family member that you're staying with or the friend that you're staying with, and you got the days in there, just go ahead and hit continue. All right, now they're going to ask you some random questions that are kind of weird. Is your trip financed by a third party? You're just going to go ahead and say, no, it's not. I don't think you guys are having trips that are financed by the Russian government. And what's your country of birth? Get it back. Hold on. Yes. Good old USA. What's your nationality at birth? I'm going to also say good old USA. Okay, that's for me. Yours might be something different. Have you ever been convicted of any offense under a law system in the past 5 years? All praises to the Most High. Mine would be no. Have you been denied entry to Kenya? I'm going to assume your answer will be no. What is your relationship status? Maybe you're single, married, separated, divorced, widowed. They have every option for you. I'm going to go ahead and currently say single. Have you previously visited Kenya more than 3 times? For me, my answer would be no. But the fact that this is here is letting you know they're cracking down on people who are just trying to like live on a country based off of what? A tourist visa. So if you guys are watching this, maybe you're African American and you want to move to Kenya, and you think you're gonna do it just off of visitor visas, I highly suggest you rethink that strategy. Okay? Let's go ahead and hit continue. Will you bring into the Republic of Kenya a currency or monetary instruments worth more than 10,000 US dollars? And the answer would be more than likely no, right? And so basically, are you carrying a large amount of cash on you? Okay, so I'll just say no. If you are, well then you're gonna say yes. Now, here's where it really gets tricky, okay? So, what I've noticed is even if you have accommodation for just like the first few days, you can upload that document and you won't get into any trouble. You'll be fine. So, upload your accommodation document there. Your flight tickets, you need to upload both your return ticket and your coming ticket right here. And then other documents are optional, so there's nothing for you to upload there. So just upload basically your Airbnb hotel booking, or you want to upload your cruise. Now, what if you're staying with a friend and you don't have accommodation booking? No worries whatsoever. You can actually just go ahead and make something up on like canva.com, or you can even use like a old Airbnb booking that you had or old hotel booking you had, change the information on there like using like a PDF changer or PDF editor, and put it as if you're in Kenya. It's that simple. Okay, so upload all those documents there. So now there's really not much left to show you. You just want to go ahead and confirm that everything you said is true, okay, and that everything is basically as you presented, and then you're going to go ahead and pay. Now, I think it would be helpful to you if I share my personal experience getting and dealing with the ETA here for Kenya. Now, I actually filled out my application on Friday evening, and then Saturday evening, I actually got the approval letter. And so that was really fast and a bit surprising because I got it on Saturday night. So that means that it wasn't they're not only working on like the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday business hours, they're working around the clock to make sure you get your approval. Now, once I did get my approval, it came via my email and they gave me instructions to print it out. So just in case you don't read, you should know you should actually print out a physical copy of the approval letter and bring it with you when you fly. Now, I did find the system to be a little bit clunky in a part where I was filling out my email and getting it verified. Now, the email verification though, it is a super smart idea to do to make sure that the person who's paying for their visa actually gets the approval letter to the right email. You'll be surprised how many people type in the wrong email. So great job, whoever designed that system for the Kenya ETA to verify emails. But it just was a bit clunky on my end. Now, when I arrived to the airport in Uganda, which is where I started off my trip, they asked me to show my ETA, which is why I had to have it printed. Then once I got to the country of Kenya, they're gonna be like 3 different lines: a line for citizens, a line for residents, and then a line for everybody else. You're gonna get into the line for everybody else. Of course, I flew in at the Jomo Kenyatta Airport, so that's the main one in Nairobi, which most of you guys watching this will be flying in at. Once I got there, I got in line. They pretty much asked me my visa, the printout, and then asked me my passport. Okay, so you give them basically both of those things. They'll ask you a question or two, potentially depending on who you are. They'll give you a stamp, and then you're good to go into the country. Okay, so but I will say this too: even the people at the airport call it a visa. Okay, they didn't say where's your ETA. They said where's your visa. Okay, so Kenya, we're on to you. This is not a visa-free situation. You're still paying for the visa, and it's definitely not free, but it is a nice, smooth process. Okay, guys. So that's my experience. Pretty smooth, all in general. If you have questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. If I have an answer, I'll do my best to answer it. Now, if you're interested in just traveling around Africa in general, I do recommend you picking up a copy of my Ultimate African Relocation Guide. I will have it on the screen. You can like scan it with your phone, or if you're watching this on your phone or on your computer, go ahead and click the very first link in this video description and pick up my travel guide. Other than that, you should check out the video when I first got here to Kenya, like how was my first day.